This is a pencast for basic atomic concepts review. The first thing we talked about were the models, about how many scientists have contributed to the model over time. It's taken many years to come up with the current model, and experimentation can always refine the model as we know it today. The first experiment that we spoke about was Rutherford's gold foil experiment. And in that experiment, he took a source of alpha particles and shot the alpha particles at a piece of gold foil. Most of the alpha particles went straight through, as if not coming into contact with anything at all. He concluded that the atom was made up of mostly empty space from that piece of evidence. Some of the alpha particles that were shot at the gold foil were deflected back towards the source at angles as if they had come close to something but were repelled, and this caused him to conclude that there is a positive dense nucleus inside the atom. The next scientist we discussed, or the next one of note, is Bohr. Bohr was the scientist who placed electrons in specific orbits around the nucleus. We know this is not true, but this was his idea. The modern model, or the wave mechanical model, puts the positive protons and neutral neutrons inside the nucleus. The negative electrons are in orbitals outside the nucleus. Isotopes are atoms that have the same atomic number but different mass numbers. So they're the same element, they have the same number of protons but different numbers of neutrons. If we look at the example of oxygen 16 versus oxygen 17, we take the mass number minus atomic number to get the number of neutrons. Atomic number is found on the periodic table. So oxygen 16 has 8 neutrons, oxygen 17 has 9 neutrons. Atomic mass is defined as the weighted average mass of all the naturally occurring isotopes. We take into account both the percentage and the mass for those isotopes. If we had an example where chlorine is made up of 25% chlorine 37, 75% chlorine 35, we take percentage times the first mass, and we get the number 9.25, 75% times the second mass, which comes out to 26.25, and then we simply add those two numbers together to get the average atomic mass. Atomic number is defined as the number of protons. It's also the number of electrons if we're talking about a neutral atom. Mass number is the sum of protons plus neutrons. Mass number is a whole number. Atomic mass, because it is an average, has a decimal.